Going to do example 4 for 8.1, after which you will have an assignment on big ideas. So far, you should have done the first video and the dynamic classroom and 2 Alex for Monday. If you finished that on Monday and you moved on to this video, which is in Tuesday's assignment slot on our assignment calendar, you are way ahead of the game. But I'm going to show you the modeling in real life question for example 4. If you would like to watch the Big Ideas video for this, you can access it on Google Classroom. Otherwise, watch it here and then do the assignment afterward for today, and then 2 Alex topics. So let's begin. The annual profit, P, in thousands of dollars, earned by a technology company, X years after opening, is represented by the equation. P, meaning profit, equals 0.1 times x to the third power plus 3. How much more profit is earned in year 5 than in year 4? So to break down this real life problem, we need to look at the equation and find the profits earned in year 4 and year 5. And then we need to subtract the profit in year 4 from the profit in year 5 to determine how much profit is earned in year 5. So that down here on the bottom they show you year 4 and then they show you the equation that's in the problem itself here. And then they also show you year 5 with the very same equation. But what's different is in both of these equations we need to substitute for x. And in this case the only thing we have to substitute is which year we're talking about. So the new equation would become the profits equal 0.1 times 4 to the third power plus 3. Notice how I substitute the year 4, the number 4, in for the x. That's to show the number of years to the third power. And in this case, it's 4 to the third power. So now, this is ready to go. I'm going to resolve and find out what this equation, what the profits were for this technology company after X years, or after 4 years in this case. So first things I need to do is look for the order of operations here, examine my equation. And in the equation I see there are no parentheses. I mean, I have parentheses wrapped around the 4 only to separate it from the multiplication, to show multiplication here. I didn't put a little dot in there or use an X. I used parentheses to show multiplication. So I need to find out what 4 times itself 3 times is, or 4 to the third power, what the value of that is. So I start out by multiplying 4 times itself, and I got 16. And then I know now I have to multiply it by another 4, which gives me a total of 64. So I'm going to rewrite my equation now to show that I've done the exponent, to show I've resolved the power of 4 to the third power. So I get 0.1 times 64 plus 3. Now I can do the multiplication. That's the next part in order of operations. So 0.1 times 64 is 6.4. And so I have resolved it and rewritten 6.4 plus 3. Now I can easily add 6.4 and 3 together, and I get 9.4. But if you look back at the equation, it says the annual profit, P, is in thousands of dollars. So 9.4 is not thousands of dollars. So in order to turn that into thousands of dollars, I need to multiply by 1,000 to find out the actual profits. Because, I mean, if somebody worked for 4 years to find out to get profits of $9.40, that would it'd be hardly worth doing. I mean, it wouldn't be worth doing. But $9,400 sounds a little bit better after 4 years of profit. So that's what the profit is after 4 years, $9,400. So now if I look at the next side, 5 years, because I need to compare 5 years profit to 4 years profit to see the difference and how much more money is made after 5 years. I need to do the same equation, but instead of the x in this equation, I am going to substitute it with a 5 for the 5 years. So my equation becomes P equals, or profits will equal 0.1 times 5 to the third power plus 3. Again, examining the equation using order of operations, I noticed that 5 is wrapped in parentheses, raised to the third power, only to show multiplication here. Okay? So if I resolve 5 to the third power, I would have 25 times 5, which is 125. Because 5 times 5 is 25, times another 5 is 125. Or 5 quarters is $1.25. So now I'm going to rewrite I evaluated my power, so I'm going to rewrite my expression to be 0.1 times 125 plus 3. So then order of operations says, in order to simplify this amount, I need to do the multiplication that is shown first. So 0.1 times 25 becomes 12.5. So rewriting that expression, I get 12.5 plus 3. Then again, to simplify further, now I can do the addition. 12.5 plus 3 is 15.5. Now again, we know that the profit is in thousands of dollars because no one is going to work for 5 years to get $15 worth of profit. So we need to multiply that 15.5 by 1,000, and we end up with $15,500. Okay, that sounds a little bit better, a profit after 5 years. Still not a lot, but it's a small tech company, so we'll give them that. All right, so the answer to the question, it says how much more profit is earned in year 5 than in year 4. So far, we found the two different profits, but now we need to determine how much more profit from one year over the other, which means we have to take this 15,500 and subtract the 9,400, or year 5 subtract year 4, and I get $6,100. And then the last thing I would need to do here is to write a sentence to answer that question. How much more profit is earned in year 5 than in year 4? Well, Mrs. Priggy, the profit earned in year 5 is $6,100 more than year 4. So you have now answered the question. Okay, this looked a lot harder than it actually is, and we simplified it both sides, right straight down, and then compared the two profits. So be sure to stop the video and fill in all of this information so you have the notes, and when you're done with that, we will move on to the next page. Okay, so this is silly, but what this is telling you is that you have an assignment, and this assignment is on Big Ideas. It's on your regular assignment page on Big Ideas. You will see assignment 8.1 posted day 2, exponents day 2. And that is, I believe there's 7 questions. So on yesterday's or Monday's assignment, you had the dynamic classrooms that you had to turn in. Today's assignment is day 2 that you turn in on Big Ideas regular assignments. And I'll be checking to make sure that you've done all that. And then, of course, both days you would have to do, by now you should have at least 4 ALEKS topics done or started on your knowledge check, whatever you got going on. It's not a huge amount of homework. I think all of this should probably have taken you, today's should only take you not even a half an hour to get done with all of it. So finish today's work. For tomorrow, you'll have an exit ticket that you need to turn in and some ALEKS, and we're going to start some more notes on Thursday. So do a good job.